Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley, and right now I am hanging out in my hometown. It's Auburn, Alabama, with three dear friends from life, from comedy, from both, making his return to the show for the first time since Ghosts and Monsters 3. It's one of my oldest friends in the world.
The proprietor of this establishment, Miles Bugg.
Miles Bugg, yes, welcome back to the show, Miles. And joining us for the first time, both on this show, two incredible comedians from the Central, East Alabama, West Georgia areas that we can't wait to talk to. First up, she runs so many fun shows around town. It's our friend
Nico Brooke.
Nico Brooke. And finally, I have to introduce this person in this way. If you want to hear a real life Montgomery, Alabama accent, you need look no further than our friend
Nick Morgan Moore. G'day, listeners.
Welcome to the damn show, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Yeah, cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so for people listening, I've been down here for a couple weeks now. I've got a chance to perform with Nico and Nick and hang out with my buddy Miles. It's been a good-ass time, but we really need to jump right into this. Nico, apparently somebody in town is making threats.
Cheese Puffs is unfortunately a national story. That's all the way in New York City.
Oh, I thought it was here.
No, I wish. I would be hunting him down. I would be giving him praise. But
Rivers, you know nothing happens in this town.
I don't know.
Apathy
The students are out of town. It's time to threat. Well, so what's going on?
So there was a man in New York City who posted a bunch of flyers titled like Cheese Puff Man, and he said he was going to eat a whole big ass jar of cheese puffs,
like
on
a Costco situation.
Yeah, just at the park, and like so many people showed up, like literal like reporters and like journalists showed up, and it was
fuck yeah. It's like we're back in the
legendary.
1800s again.
But did he do it?
He did it, and then at the end he said, "See you next year."
Wow.
Inspirational.
And it just disappeared into a swarm of pigeons.
Yellow dusted pigeons.
Yeah. Ooh, man.
Yeah, no, the last time Montgomery did something like that, it was, I think, when the Taco Bell on Ann Street burned down, and they made national news because everyone turned out with like a vigil with candles for it.
I think I kind of remember this.
Yeah, that was like 5 or 6 years ago, and then like just recently the Riverfront Brawl. Those are like the things that you know about Montgomery.
Right.
Like way back when Martin Luther King, then a Taco Bell burned down, and now
Taco Bell
River Brawl.
Yeah.
There was like a whole song for the Taco Bell that went viral. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was
what was it?
I don't remember the song, but a friend of mine got interviewed on the news. Like she was there with a candle, and she's like, "We're all just so sad."
Nice. Are they going to rebuild
it? They
it?
rebuilt it immediately. I go there for breakfast once a week.
Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, we covered on this show. They had a vigil for the last Hooters in West Virginia, where a bunch of people came out and had
I saw no vigil for the Red Lobster.
Yeah, Red Lobster passed quietly into that good night.
I believe the auction is up to $4,700 for everything in it.
Tell people what's going on with that.
Okay, so apparently they've closed like something like 48 stores so far in the continental United States.
Well, they went bankrupt.
Oh, they went bankrupt.
Yeah, and shout out to Meth Syndicate, the great T-shirt and sticker printers. They printed up bumper stickers that said, "I'm the one who ate enough endless shrimp to bankrupt Red Lobster."
Hell yeah.
Because that was what they blamed it on, was that they gave away too many. They gave away
too much shrimp.
Endless shrimp.
I think that's a convenient excuse.
Of
and
course.
I think it lets off the real villain, which is Happy Gilmore. Associated Red Lobster with the bad guy in that movie, and then it just poisoned the brand.
Well, and let's not forget they did have in Law and Order SVU, after a bunch of kids, I think their mom died, and to make it up to them, Ice-T took them to Red Lobster.
Go to Red Lobster.
Well, that got him back on the good guy's side.
Yeah,
all right, I'm wrong. Yep.
Yeah. So if your kids are facing interminable sadness, there's only one place. Oh shit! It's closed. God damn it!
I guess
Stop crying, please. Please, we'll drive to Montgomery, please.
You can just buy the mix from the store now. So
The Cheddar Bay mix.
Yeah,
Cheddar Bay
so what's the
biscuits.
point?
Yeah.
You can buy cheap shrimp from Publix.
You raise a great point. Yeah, nothing there is notable except for those damn Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Well, now you can buy everything in the store for it's up to $6,500 with 12 hours to go, guys. So if you want to buy a restaurant full of shit, get on it.
It's just the stuff, and so
It's the stuff inside.
yeah. So the Red Lobster in Auburn has closed. And
I want the artwork.
yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
want the Red Lobster artwork.
It's everything. It's the whole kit and caboodle. When we first looked at it, our friend Maddie P sent it to us, and it was at like it was like $22.
It was $22 at that point.
Yeah, for everything in the restaurant. We're talking deep freezers, deep fryers, all the shit, which I assume includes the artwork.
If there is artwork on the table, I suggest you do swoop on it quick. There was a bar in Montgomery called Johnny Zip's Lounge, and it foreclosed, and we really wanted to get this picture in it. It was like a full wall picture. It was the Queen and then the word motherfucker. And we slept on
Hell
it and we
yeah.
never got it. So
sucks.
yeah, it's my greatest regret in moving to Montgomery is not getting that motherfucker.
I think it was the first comedy show I ever did in Montgomery. I cannot remember the name of the place, but it looked like the inside of Shaft's apartment. It was just black velvet paintings of beautiful African American women with giant afros and no shirts, and it was fucking
yes.
glorious. And I think it was. I have no clue where the hell this was, but I've always wanted at least one of those. We're talking huge paintings too, like not small, life size in some cases.
I don't think Montgomery's ever had like a normal place it did comedy. No. Like every single time it's really weird, or it's like an old theater or like a gaming bar or something. It's never just like, this is a run-of-the-mill bar. It's like a sketchy bar.
Right. Or it's like 15 bars under one roof where they're sort of, you're like, okay, whose money are you watching in here? Where you have to perform on a stage that was made for a band like ZZ Top or, the Count Basie Orchestra, where you're on the biggest stage of all time and there's 10 people there.
Mm-hmm. They're loving it, by the way. Those 10 people.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not hating on it. I had a good time, but I did have to just climbed off the stage and just got in the crowd where it's just like, no, I'm not going to let you stare at me while I'm 50 feet away from you on BB King's stage. Yeah. There was a place in LA when I first moved there. It was the John Lovitz Comedy Club, and it was at Universal Studios City Walk, and it used to be BB King's Blues Bar. So you can imagine a club that was built for performances of full bands playing blues music has now become a comedy club where, I'm not kidding, there were 2 balconies. So there was a mezzanine and a full-on balcony. So in order to play to the crowd, you'd literally have to look at your feet and then up straight ahead and then up again above you.
So it was like the stage of the Muppet Show.
Yes. Yeah. It was. Except there was,
No Statler and Waldorf.
Well, no, Statler and Waldorf were comics on their phone, which is worse than Statler and Waldorf because at least that's energy that you can play off of. It's negative energy, but it's still energy. Just comedians looking at their phone.
Did you see this latest tweet?
Yeah. RFK literally has brainworms. Burn!
Okay, can we talk about that?
My God. We mentioned it last week, but I am here to talk about it all the time.
Says he has a dead parasite in his brain. Why is that the funniest headline in the world?
Well, it's funny because that took the lead. The second thing about how he ate so much tuna, he gave himself mercury poisoning is all where I'm like, you have a brainworm and you're mad as a hatter. Like that's crazy.
I just a little bit wish that the brainworm never got discovered, and then like he did run for president, gets elected, and then one day his head just out of nowhere explodes. Right? Like,
This is who you're elected.
Hey, maybe that just happens to Kennedys.
Yeah.
Maybe we had it wrong all along.
Yeah, there was no second shooter. It was just one explosive brainworm.
I just want the brainworm to like take office after that.
Yeah. I mean, technically he won if he's got control of the guy's brain. That really goes to like John Locke level philosophy. Are you yourself or are you just your brain? What are you? If your brain has been eaten by worms, are you now a worm? Kind of. Yeah. John Locke would say so, I think. Oh shit. Well, y'all, we always like to kick this off with something that we call our ungodly concoction, and
what are we drinking?
So that is, of course,
colorful as hell.
And you can opt out of it; it's fine. But we're all about energy here, Nico. We're all about energy here, Nick.
Okay, Okay, what is this?
So this, because there's no mystery here. This is a company that I love very much, and this is a special edition from them. This is, of course, Ghost, and this particular one is the special for the EDC Festival, the Electric Daisy Carnival happening this weekend in Vegas.
Yeah.
So every year they release a special one. They have one a couple years ago that was Wide Awake Watermelon was last year. And then they've had ones in the past called Electric Lemonade. And this is Electric Limeade.
High concept.
Because I am 37 years old and don't know anything about dance music, I just saw EDC and I was like, oh God, what kind of fake weed bullshit is this? So I was like reading the label. I was like, it doesn't appear to have any snake oil in it, but I had to look this up. I was like, oh, it's a festival. So this is like a special release just for the month of May. So got our little
I'm so excited,
edition.
and I don't know why.
I am too. Oh, all right. Here we go.
Yummy.
I feel like this branding is bad because I feel like it's going to be rainbow flavored, and I can't accept
Well, it's
that.
very champagne flavored.
Well, no, they're always clear. Ghost doesn't spring for dyes.
Oh, good for them.
So
Pointless. Oh, hell yeah. No, it's a limeade.
he said limeade.
It's
so
a limeade. That looks like a limeade.
See if it's a lime that helps me.
Smells like Sprite.
Cheers, everybody. Let's get.
Cheers.
It's fucking great.
Tastes like
Ghost kills it
Tastes
every
like Diet
time.
Sprite.
This is
lovely.
so good.
Oh, I'm telling you, Ghost doesn't.
Really great. Yeah.
I had a Ghost Straw Bango margarita this morning. Ghost doesn't fuck around. That's strawberry and mango margarita, Nico. Come on.
See the can.
Straw Bango. What? Were you confused by the dumbest name of all time?
That's also the flavor of my vape.
Oh, it's Straw Bango.
They complement each other.
Yeah.
See, legendary energy, epic focus, zero sugars.
Yeah.
Ooh, the can is kind of
It's-
textured a little bit.
I
That's
mean,
nice.
it's straight up delicious. I found
Something
this.
to rub when you're just on Molly all the time at this point.
Yeah, the textured can. Well, I found this at Publix.
Okay, so can we talk about Kim K's energy drink?
It's amazing.
I wish it wasn't.
I know. Oh, we did it on the show.
Lemonade, yeah,
It's
that's
so
just
good.
Yeah. Well,
It's so good.
that company Alani knew. They don't fuck around. All their shit is good. And the Kim K is probably one of my favorites. That's like crept into like the top 5 immediately. Although this is something else because I have been looking for something limey because in the tradition last year I made energy lattes.
Oh no.
So I froze a bunch of Mango Ghost into ice cubes and then blended them with pina colada mix and spiced rum. And it was so good that it's not fair. I was trying to think of something to do this year for 4th of July and I was like, ooh, Energy Ritas. So freeze some of this, put in some tequila, a little float a shot of Grand Marnier on top like Stone Cold.
It honestly just reminds me of Diet 7-Up or Diet Sprite.
Yeah.
Just a Diet clear soda. Just kind of that overt sweetness.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good. Yeah. I'm on the same page as Rivers. I do not like Red Bull. I get like that is like
Yeah.
I did the thing where I was working as a security guard night times and I was doing 2 or 3 a night. And
Yeah.
Jeez,
And
overdid
nice,
it.
dude.
Just didn't. Yeah. But my favorite energy drink ever was when Powerade made a lightly sparkling, small, skinny canned version of Powerade.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. It was available in Australia bloody 12 years
of
ago.
course. Lucky
They
bastards.
discontinued it, and the only place that had it was a local gas station. And me and my brother went down and bought out the rest of the stock that they had.
Hell yeah.
wow.
Like, we're not Googling this because it probably made some thalidomide babies. but, like,
Yeah.
We're drinking the rest of this.
Something crazy happened with it.
Just like when Four Loko left us.
Oh yeah. We had a friend who went to Columbus and bought out the stocks of all Four Loko the night before they killed it.
They're dead now.
I know.
That's where that story went.
Yeah,
The woke
they're a
mob
ghost. They're a
killed
ghost.
Four Loko. What's the? Well, actually, I should just tell you this. The last time we did a ghost, I guess, was back in January. We did the Straw Bango, and we found out that Ghost is distributed and owned by Anheuser-Busch / InBev. And more importantly, we found out that Ghost is based in Las Vegas, and their CEO, Dan Larenko, never closes his blinds.
Oh, he's that guy.
It's that guy. I was
Oh,
like, what was the
God.
weird thing about ghosts? I was like, oh, he's an
No,
exhibitionist.
that's a rich people thing, man. I read an article a couple weeks ago about how a lot of rich people like don't close their fucking blinds or curtains.
Yeah, well,
just so people can just look at the shit.
Well, that's the thing is like he claims it so he can wake up naturally with the sun, but I'm like, bullshit. You want weirdos fucking looking at you so you can get off. You
This is
fucking
honestly
sicko.
I have that window open. That is the first time those blinds have been open probably in a year.
Yeah, because you're normal.
Because I'm normal. Yeah, people walk by this shit all the time. I don't want them to look at me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep my sliding glass door open, but
But
that's
it's the first time you've had people around in a year, so you're like, look,
Yeah.
neighbors, I know people.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not lonely.
Trying to show off for the Uber Eats guy.
Those
that
sobs
walks
at
by.
night are happy sobs.
I looked up the Electric Daisy Carnival this year, by the way, and this is going to say more about me than them. There are literally hundreds of DJs at this thing, and I have heard of David Guetta and Paul Oakenfold out of literally like 500 goddamn DJs. I was like, I
No
know
Steve Aoki?
2 of them. No, I know him. If he was on there, I would have told you. I lived with the biggest Steve Aoki head in the world, so much so that he had a sticker on the back of his car, because if you don't know, Steve Aoki always throws a cake into the crowd. That's his big thing. My first roommate in LA had Cake Cella as a decal on
that's
his
real
car.
clever.
Yeah, which I didn't know the meaning of, and I thought it was a reference to the fact that him and his friends only drank cake flavored vodka. But then come to find out years later, oh, Steve Aoki throws a cake. That's why. Also, his dad did Benihana. Do you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's why he's a DJ.
Yeah. It's-
Suddenly it all makes sense.
yeah, exactly. His dad spent all that money on DJ school with the Benihana funds. But yeah, I'm giving that a 5. I mean, Ghost does not fuck around.
Yeah.
That's 5 out of 5 for me. What say you, Nick?
I'm there with you. That's an enjoyable drink. I'd give it a 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 5. Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm more of a Bing dude. I like a lot of tartness. It's a little bit too sweet for me. I'll give it
Okay,
4.5.
Well, you could always add.
Okay, we
The,
got a
the tough
critic.
judge, the Russian
Got a
judge.
critic.
the Russian
Yeah,
judge,
yeah. You could always add lime juice. Make it a little more, kick it up.
I mean, I do have lime juice, but I already drank mine, so
Lime juice and tequila.
I don't have any tequila, unfortunately.
Okay, well,
Maybe next time, if I was a little bit more prepared, we can party it up.
fuck yeah, Ghost. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty good.
I don't even care that your owner's a freak.
I'm already a tart. I don't need it anymore, tart.
Baby, every bone in my body's gonna jump it like they're gonna come through my skin. If they could get along without the rest of me, it wouldn't matter if they did. The skeletons ain't got nowhere to stick their money. Nobody makes bridges that size. And besides, you're a ghost to most before they notice that you ever had a hair eye.
So I have a story that I wanted to share. This is Greg Graziosi writing for The Independent, and this comes to us from Columbus, Ohio. So the other Columbus, this is from last week. They had graduation at the Ohio State University. Have you been following this? Oh, I'm so happy. This was incredible. So the Ohio State University was solemn on a day meant for celebration. Just hours before the university's commencement was scheduled to begin, an attendee suffered a fatal 136-foot fall off of the stadium.
Jesus.
Yeah. And that's the part that doesn't have more details. The person that we're going to talk about, there's so much information. But I'm like, go back to the person who fell off the stadium.
Yeah, like that's
How?
Were they like on the edge?
I mean, it says 136 feet.
Yeah, so they have
that's-
to have been on the top level and gone off the edge.
So yeah.
there have to be safety precautions to prevent that, right? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, hey, don't talk to me. Talk to the Ohio State University.
They're keeping it quiet for legal reasons, I guarantee you.
That's got to be what it is. But at any rate, a horrible tragedy. But with so many families already at the stadium, an estimated 60,000 people, the university decided to go ahead with the ceremony despite the tragedy. So, as always, a commencement speaker was chosen to give words of wisdom to graduating seniors. But 2024 speaker had the extra burden of doing so under a cloud of despair. So this is when you need like an ace in the hole, a real professional. And I should say, like, the Ohio State, like, in the past, they've had Obama spoke at one of their graduations. He's good at talking. Neil Armstrong, I don't know if he's good at talking, but he's at least interesting, you know?
Yeah.
John Glenn, same thing for him. They've had some people in the past that know what they're doing. The speaker for this day, though, Chris Pan.
Who the fuck is Chris Pan?
I'm so happy you asked. Chris Pan is an Ohio State University alumnus who was reportedly handpicked by the university's president to deliver this year's commencement address. Pan, who was born in Taiwan and came to the United States as a child, has served as an advisor for McKinsey. So he's the guy who runs the numbers on your company and sees how many people they're gonna fire. So he's Pete Buttigieg's old job. You know,
Jesus.
they assess like, okay, so if we topple the democratically elected government of this country, how many people are gonna die? Are you cool with that? Cool. They're the people who run those numbers. So
BAs.
great guy. He was a McKinsey advisor and an early employee at Facebook. So that's where his money came from.
He
Okay.
just has such a hell of a pedigree.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy. Spoiler, I hate this guy so much.
You don't say.
According to his website, Chris is now a social entrepreneur.
Ew.
Yeah, good. No, that's the
does
right
that
immediate response.
He's also an investor, a musician, a magician, and a keynote facilitator. This is all from his website, by the way.
Is this his website or a LinkedIn?
Oh, it's
Jesus.
both. Oh, he's a big, as we're going to see, huge LinkedIn guy. You've never met a huge LinkedIn guy, right?
No.
Not in the wild.
No, they don't exist. Statistically, this man is impossible. But yeah, he claims that he's a keynote facilitator helping 1 billion people find emotional, spiritual, and financial freedom. And on the site, he also says, we will heal, learn, and build a new earth together using evidence-based, proven approaches such as singing,
Such a
Damn it.
singing, and
Kumbaya 24/7.
and intention setting.
Struggle sessions.
We will put theory into practice, and we will be the change that we want to see.
This is how Mao killed all
what
the
an
sparrows.
inspiring person for them to have gotten to give the keynote.
Oh,
to give the,
I haven't even
the
got
commencement.
To, yeah, got to the inspirational part yet.
I mean, he saved 1 billion people.
A
Well,
billion.
you might be
With
wondering.
singing.
Yeah, it was
And
singing.
intentions
And magicianship.
and social entrepreneurship. That's somebody who
So
invents
important.
new ways to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. So he does this through his company called My Intent, which sells customizable inspirational wristbands.
What's this man's name again?
Chris Pan,
I hate it. Go on.
James Pot,
Wristbands?
Rick Brazier.
So he's just trying to recapture the Livestrong craze.
Yeah, so they look like shit. It looks like a big washer that you might have to secure two pieces of lumber together. Then he'll like laser emblazon one word is what it says, but there's a caveat. It's like it's up to 14 characters. So if you can figure out a way to split 14 characters into more than one word, cool. And that would be your mantra that you put on this washer from Home Depot that is then secured to the wrist with what looks to be hemp string. And I think they're like $50.
Fucking.
This is the mission statement from My Intent. It says, the My Intent project, and if at any point this makes sense, stop me. The My Intent project is a catalyst for meaningful conversations and positive action.
Oh, boy.
So I mentioned he's going to change the world through singing. I'll just play a little bit from his Chris Pan's SoundCloud here.
He still uses SoundCloud.
Oh, yeah. This song is called Whoa Strings Rock, Chris Pan, and it's just the word whoa. A bunch.
This sounds like, speaking of David Guetta, this sounds like the melody from a David Guetta song. Like,
No, this is like Coldplay if you hit him in the head with a shovel.
it's So I never listened to Coldplay, so I wouldn't know.
It's not going to stop.
This is actually brilliant.
It just goes on like that.
It goes on for another 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
This is the worst Pink Floyd song I've ever heard. Little hi-hat.
It's so stupid that they're not using this to advertise everything. Just like anything. Whoa.
How many plays does it have?
Oh, great question. What are we looking at? 136?
That's not a billion.
Certainly not a billion.
130 of them are rivers.
Yeah, just this morning. Whoa. Like, it literally is just that for almost 5 minutes. A photo gallery on the website shows Pan engaging a room full of people in sing-alongs to You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones
Come on.
and Ride by 21 Pilots. He also has a section on the website labeled Money Animals.
Like pay pigs?
I got so excited because I was like, I don't know what this is, but it sounds rad. What's a money animal?
Like
And
cash cats?
Cash cats.
Yeah.
my original thought, like my darkest thought was like, this is the Logan Paul Crypto Zoo rug pull scam, because that's what those were, was the money animals. But no, in a website that appears to be fairly modern, in like almost a Web 1.0 throwback, you click money animals and it's just a picture of a phoenix and it just says money phoenix.
That's the best thing that man will ever do.
Yeah, well, and then there's like a paragraph of like nonsense, but you should have just left it at money phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
I feel like
With a little
this
donate
man,
now button underneath it. Yeah.
like he cherry picked like a bunch of different aspects of different identities and then put
Yes.
them all together in like a clusterfuck
Oh, 100%.
of terror.
It's like the Elizabeth Holmes thing. Like, she just ripped off Steve Jobs. It's like what the entire fucking, entrepreneurial tech industry is just everyone ripping off three guys that no one who wasn't rich would like.
Everybody being a prime example of rich people don't know how they got there.
No.
And shouldn't stay there.
No, this motherfucker was just an early employee in Facebook and he got a stock option.
She's like, no, I'm a genius.
No.
I sing a better world for 1 billion people.
I promise the guy dusting the floors at Facebook in 2004 probably has at least as much money to fuck around with. If they were all offered stock options like this guy, you don't need anything. But yeah, Money Phoenix fucking owns. I loved Money Phoenix.
I'd buy that t-shirt.
Yeah, but I would need like the HTML, like the browser link at the top. Like it's just a straight screenshot.
AHREF
Yes.
equals quote
Yeah, there we go.
URL.
HTML code on there. So despite describing himself as an inspirational speaker, Pan had never given a speech to a crowd of the size that he was to face at Ohio State.
I guess that billion people wasn't all at once.
Well, on the website, it's
He's
just...
a keynote facilitator.
Yeah. I'm just the middleman between the keynote address and the adoring audience. The pictures of him doing the sing-alongs, it's a bunch of tech people sitting on a rug, leaning up against each other. And the only reason I know those the songs are, it's because he's doing them karaoke style, and you can see the lyrics in the background. So it's just this asshole with a fucking guitar, and then you just see, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, then you're like, oh, fuck off. If you either have no brain or no conscience,
Or both.
making money is so easy.
Yeah.
If you're just willing to be like, whoa, I'm a facilitator.
But then he watched a woman die, Rivers. He watched a woman.
Clearly he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Oh, we haven't got to the speech yet. That's the best part. That's the meat. This is just the appetizer, everybody.
I realized what happened. It was The Simpsons when Maud Flanders dies from getting hit with a t-shirt cannon. It was a graduation t-shirt, and, and it hit a woman. Off she goes.
Or
that's what happened.
Or someone had time to Google who this guy was. It was like, Money Phoenix, fuck this. So Mr. Pan was nonetheless selected to helm the ceremony. He reportedly thought it was a prank when he first was asked to give the address.
Are you serious?
So the president calls him and he's like, oh, that's crazy. Wait, really? Moi? Sharing his anxieties in the days leading up to the speech, on LinkedIn, Mr. Pan wrote the following, quote, I tried ChatGPT, but that wasn't good.
What
What a good example.
He's trying to get ChatGPT to write his speech for the kids.
Oh, God.
I tried ChatGPT, but it wasn't that good. Then I got some help from AI, parentheses, ayahuasca intelligence.
Who are you?
The worst man. The kind of guy who would take
my God.
the most powerful hallucinogen on the planet and just be like, wow, what if I invested in fucking, well, all right, what do people like? Running. Okay, what else do people like? Water shoes. Shoes filled with water. Yeah, that's the ticket. So he said he tried ayahuasca intelligence this week to write my commencement speech for 60,000 grads and family members at Ohio State next Sunday. We are in challenging times, and I just wanted to do something extra heartfelt.
Ayahuasca.
I love that.
That's
Just
amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2024, do you see elves? Does anyone else see elves stealing my conscience?
Those machine elves peering out from those cracks in the wall. Yep.
Does anyone else hear my ego being drowned in a river of rainbows? Mr. Pan later edited the post to say that he relied on higher intelligence rather than ayahuasca intelligence, which now makes the pun make no sense.
really covering his tracks on that.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Pan approached the podium on Sunday, and what followed has been described as the worst commencement speech in history that left many audience members stunned.
Hit me with the rivers.
The roughly 17-minute speech. Again, a person is dead in the parking lot of a really fucking crazy reason. The roughly 17-minute speech started out mundanely enough until he encouraged grads to stand up. Quote, I'd like to get started by moving our energy around, just getting our energy flowing. So look, if you're able to, and I was like, well, I know one person who's not able to. Please stand and follow my movements. For emotional freedom, I stumbled into singing as a wellness practice after I went through a terrible heartbreak. Every morning, I felt so much sadness and pain, and I considered taking antidepressants, but ultimately just started singing each morning.
You need to
You
be on
psycho.
You gotta go to the doctor, man. You gotta go to the doctor.
Yeah. Do not pass go, take lithium.
He says, I'm not a trained singer, really. Whoa! But I use it as musical therapy. Mr. Pan then led grads in a breathing exercise that he said was used by Navy SEALs to remain calm in stressful situations. Before asking the crowd to then sing along with him to the tune of 1993's Four Non-Blondes hit, What's Up?
I wanted to be there for that.
You have
That sounds awesome.
I will put the video on our Twitter and on our Discord. It's fucking amazing because he does these arm movements.
Is he trying to?
Like, it's sort of the international symbol for like patting your arm to find a vein to do heroin. Like that's the arm movements. Like he ends up doing like big sways, but first he's like, let's get the blood going, huh? And then he sings a song called, And I Got Real High, and he's going like slapping his arms as he sings I Got Real High. And I'm like, dude, read the goddamn room with anything. So after the sing-along, Mr. Pan began talking about investments. Again, a person is dead. Someone has died in the parking lot.
I have a singular question. How many people were supposed to graduate?
So I don't know, but the stadium in the video is fucking. It's a football.
Because I know Auburn's this year was the most it's ever been. It's like over 5,000 people. It took 4 fucking days.
Yeah, well, so there was 60,000 people in the crowd. So if you assume every graduate's rolling, whatever,
at least 4 or 5 days.
Ohio State. It's a big
school,
big ass school, and this is like May graduation. This isn't like some weird ass September graduation like I had where they just put the president of the university up there as our speaker. They wanted to go all out. So after the sing-along, he began talking about investments. Quote, great investors are open-minded and understand things before others. look, I know this might feel polarizing, but I encourage you to keep an open mind. And then it's this great moment in the video where he pauses and he goes, look, right now I see Bitcoin as a very misunderstood asset class.
Wow, he's just all the hits.
This comment earned loud laughs, boos, and jeers from the crowd.
Good on the kids.
Straight up, I was so proud. I you know what? There are times where my old manness is tempting me to talk shit about this next generation, but as soon as I heard 60,000 people boo this fucking idiot, I was like, you go, kids. You do whatever you want. You go to the Electric Daisy Carnival and listen to DJs I don't know, and I'll just be old and mad about it. Matt Hall, who was in the crowd, said the speech was so hilariously bad that it was good. Quote, this would be me. Quote, everyone's commencement speech is a bit cringe, but Chris Pan's was memorable, so it rocked. And then I love this. He says, it's funny that my brother had to graduate to this. It's like you weren't even graduating your speech.
Yeah.
No, I'll give a comment. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Matt Hall. Shout out to Matt, wherever you are. That's hilarious. Others were less forgiving. Laird Wrights on Twitter said, quote, this Ohio State commencement speaker is talking about Bitcoin and somebody is dead. He then moved on to the PowerPoint portion of the show.
Fuck me, really? You're kidding me. He had actual, oh, God.
A fucking PowerPoint about Bitcoin in the middle of this. I've never, I mean,
No.
Look, the only time I watch commencement speeches is if something, crazy or memorable happens. But even in those where it's like, oh, Conan O'Brien talked to Harvard, it was funny.
Yeah.
He didn't have a fucking PowerPoint. He didn't have the masturbating bear come out in that speech. Like, they don't need props, you weirdo. But yeah, so he had a PowerPoint to go along with crypto commentary. The 8th version of his speech is available to read in its entirety on Google Docs. And one of his footnotes says, quote, move this, meaning the crypto portion of the show, move this to the beginning before the singing so that those who consider themselves alpha males will buy in more.
How is it possible for me to dislike this man more and more?
Hey, before you do all that singing,
Yeah. The alpha males will think that the singing's gay, so
bingo.
Hey, he's also on Reddit.
sell them on crypto up front and then get them to sing in the back.
We'll talk numbers first because that's what people like. That's fucking insane. Straight alphas just sit in their office and go, whoa. They don't need Kesha or any of the other 500 acts of the EDC. Another great quote from the speech. Quote, the most common barriers to investment are 1, fear. 2, laziness. And 3, closed-mindedness.
What a piece of shit.
Money does not appear on that list.
Oh, my God.
What a piece of shit.
What an absolute piece of shit.
The most common barrier to my investment was not working at Facebook in 2004.
Yeah, same.
That's a big boy. If we could have all just actually, yeah, if the entire world could have worked at Facebook in 2004, that's kind of what we would need for about money to be where it's at.
It's our generation's version of if I could give the world a Coke.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Jesus, dude. He then told the crowd he was getting them all bracelets from his entrepreneurial company. My intent.
And we all get bracelets.
This man brought 60,000 bracelets.
No. It's a rug pull. It's a scam.
He lied to these people
Now we'll
about
be
giving them
friends
bracelets.
forever.
So he said he was getting everyone bracelets and as a daily reminder for their goals for spiritual and personal growth, noting that details about the bracelets were going to be coming via email. You know how when you graduate college, they famously let you keep your email. Yeah, we'll get back to you about those bracelets, everybody. Also, just in case you were wondering, he on his what do y'all think he has on his bracelet?
Whoa!
Yeah, it should be whoa.
No, Money Phoenix.
Money Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would be cool, Nick. His word on his bracelet, it's just an ampersand. to stand as a reminder that racism.
What the? No.
You don't get to be cool now.
He says it's a reminder that racism, and this is his quote, well, it's just not cool. Like, you need a reminder? Why do you need to every day he's about to be racist and he looks at his wrist and there's an and symbol. He's like, oh yeah, we're in this together. Yeah. And then he does the international symbol for trying to find a vein.
This is his reminder to look at his bracelet.
I love this guy. He bookended the speech with yet another sing-along, this time choosing This Little Light of Mine.
Oh.
So if this couldn't get worse, one OSU graduate captured the feeling of the crowd during a speech in a video posted to TikTok. Mr. Pan can be heard singing in the background as students laugh at him and appear bewildered. It's a great video. It's just a scowling girl with the front-facing camera, and then you just see a bunch of people just being like, what the fuck is happening? There's one great shot at the beginning where he tells everyone, he's like, all right, now start bouncing up and down. And there's one lady who is clearly drunk already, just fucking going for it, while everyone else is just like, no. There's a dead woman in the parking lot. No. Reporters at Ohio State University's independent newspaper, The Rooster, shout out to the fucking Rooster, they did a bang-up job on this one. Well, they were left wondering, how did this happen? According to sources who spoke to the publication on the condition of anonymity for fear of backlash from the university, said that it happened because Ohio State University's president, Walter Edward Ted Carter, wanted it to happen.
It sounds like a cool guy with a nickname like that.
He is... I can't... It's one of those where I'm like, he's obviously probably did this guy's... Like, they brought him in to do one of these speeches, and he was like, you're wonderful. Like, he's probably the stupidest guy on the planet. He's like, tell me more about this money, Phoenix. Like, he is just... He's either...
While the speech is going, he tucks his little bracelet up his sleeve so that no one can see it.
I love that the president of one of the largest universities in the United States is just a rube.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The revelation was especially troubling after Mr. Pan revealed on a now inaccessible social media post that Mr. Carter sits on the board of directors for TerraWolf, a Bitcoin mining company.
TerraWolf?
TerraWolf.
Like Terra, the Earth, Wolf.
WULF.
Oh, Wolf.
TerraWolf. A Bitcoin mining company.
That's a DeviantArt username. That's not a company.
Yeah, probably not a lot of SPQRs. Yeah.
The original social media post can be viewed at The Rooster. Quote, and this is Pan, this is the guy, says, I'm with at Ohio State Prez right now. He is on the board of a zero-carbon Bitcoin mining company, TerraWolf.
Which is nonsense.
Yeah, no, that means nothing.
And daughter does psychedelic-assisted therapy. So the Venn diagram of Chris's interests are, man, he's found his soulmate. If Chris Pan isn't already married, he should
marry the president.
Marry the president of Ohio State University. You found your man. The assistant vice president of media and public relations for Ohio State told The Independent that Mr. Pan was on this year's nomination list. So typically, commencement speakers at OSU are picked by the Ohio State Speaker Advisory Committee. The committee creates a short list of candidates and sends them to the university's president, and the president has the final say. His final say this year
was not
Chris motherfucking Pan, baby. That was the only choice on that list.
Oh, God.
And so they're claiming that, like, the first time these guys ever met was, like, the day before this event. And so there's, like, nothing dirty. And they're like, oh, well, you know, it's very common for university presidents to sit on public and private boards. It's like, okay, so then you're just admitting this man is a fucking idiot. It's like, it's almost every news story in America where you're like, are they idiots or evil? Like every...
Yeah, both is true most of the time.
It is a Venn diagram.
To which degree? To which degree?
Is the smart guy pulling on the evil guy, or is the evil guy pulling on the, or the stupid guy, I should say. Every story is a Coen Brothers movie, basically now. Dumb versus evil. So... Well, really dumb and evil versus us. Bitcoin enthusiasts on social media made clear that they approved of Pan's speech.
That checks
Do they
out.
also approve of the Cybertruck?
A verified Twitter account called the Bitcoin Therapist, so definitely not biased here in any way,
Yeah.
shared a clip of Mr. Pan's speech, including the booze and the mention of Bitcoin, and celebrated the address. Quote, OSU graduate Chris Pan takes ayahuasca to write his commencement speech and then tells 60,000 people to buy Bitcoin to protect their purchasing power, the account wrote. What a fucking legend. Unsurprisingly, this account is verified. Another commented on Chris's LinkedIn page. Quote, I heard the booing, Chris, but honestly, I thought the kids were booing your mention of BlackRock more than they were booing you. I'm like, yeah, that's like, they're saying Bruce, not boo.
But boo earns.
Yeah, boo earns. Yeah. And then they continue. And yes.
They were booing that you brought up BlackRock.
Yeah.
Wait a second. You skipped over BlackRock.
That's in there. It's a long speech. Because I think he did consulting for them in McKinsey or something. Yeah.
This guy sucks so bad.
Oh yeah, he's everything. And this commenter says, and yes, something is going to crack with the fiat system, no doubt. I would bet on your advice over the government's, that's for sure. And I'm like, Bitcoin is also fiat. It doesn't exist. The reason that United States money is worth anything is because we have a fucking army to back it up. The internet doesn't have an army. It's just for buying drugs. That's all it's for.
And pornography.
And shit. Yeah. It's
And now most of it is bots, sir.
right. Yeah, and it's all bots.
It's just
and,
bots selling each other drugs and pornography.
Right. Yeah, it's bots and occasionally Drake, allegedly. Woof. But yeah,
circle of
so
life.
to get them back on his side, Pan then performed a magic trick.
I can't tell if he's a child or if he's treating everyone like a child.
Right? I was working on this shit for a while, and I'm like, I can't figure out, is this the dumbest guy ever? Or like a pretty smart guy who knows the right idiots to target.
Or just with a guy with a childlike sense of wonderment.
What
Man.
magic trick did he? And then I pulled some cryptocurrency out of a hat.
So it said that it's right after the booing. I couldn't watch the 17-minute long video. It's in there somewhere. The Independent didn't go into detail as to what the trick was,
The
but
finger trick.
Yeah, it's not. It's just he's still on ayahuasca. And
I was going to say the president of Ohio State University is still looking for his notes. Because Pan,
where is it?
Where's my goddamn nose, Pan? Give me Pan. Pan? It's the president of Ohio State University. Give me my goddamn nose.
Yes, I will give you Bitcoin for it.
Okay, I'll look behind my ear. What? Goddamn it! Where's that? Why is there a quarterback here? How did you do that?
Caca, Money Phoenix.
Yes, I'd love to join the Order of the Money Phoenix. An anonymous university official who spoke to the Rooster said that Mr. Pan was, quote, the worst person I've ever had to work with in my life in regards to preparing the commencement speech. Pan
Ooh, let me hear the writers.
Pan reportedly declined to remove what can only be described as a, quote, shirtless dance number.
Yes.
So, in order to give this speech, he had to present what he was going to say to, and whoever this is the guy who leaked the final version to Google Docs. You can just read the final version that he emailed to him with all these fucking hilarious footnotes about being like, do the money before the gay stuff. Like, but yeah, he had to submit this, and they were like giving him notes like, no, you can't rip your shirt off at a commencement speech. Also, you're wearing those doctoral robes. It would take forever, and you might trip. The source also revealed that earlier drafts of the speech included his opinions on Israel and Palestine.
Oh, boy.
you.
Only imagine.
Because you know who's going to solve it.
This guy. Please let him talk to the IDF.
Just sit him down with Benjamin Netanyahu and whoever it is from Hamas and let him solve it.
Yeah. Why does it gotta be volunteers from the World Kitchen? They do good shit that get fucking nuked by Israel. Let this guy try to hand out bracelets on the streets of Rafah.
Man, Jimmy Carter ain't shit. I can do this.
Yeah. It's got an ampersand. It means togetherness. Oh, Jesus.
If I can't get naked and talk about the war, then what am I gonna do?
I hate him, but then you get to shit like this. You're like, actually, if he had done that, he might have flipped me to Iraq. Actually,
puts his hand on a refugee child's shoulder and says, "Your animal is the not dying phoenix."
They decided that would be a bad idea because last week Ohio State University used the Ohio State Patrol to beat the shit out of a bunch of protesters. They're like, hey, maybe...
Decision that'll be remembered on the right side of history, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yep. Mr. Pan is still proud of the message that he delivered. Even today, he told The Independent that he has received positive feedback and explained his thinking heading into the graduation ceremony. Quote, I have someone posting on Instagram that I have delivered the most actionable graduation advice in the history of humanity.
Actionable?
Actionable.
That's what it says. And I was like, I get that English is a second language, but man, come on, dude.
Imagine spending 4 years in college and then you have this psycho just be like, buy cryptocurrency.
And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to tell this guy. That was so actionable. The most actionable advice that anyone has ever given at a university commencement.
I just love that he says
graduate.
Yeah. If you were in the crowd, you're like, yeah, no, give me the $60,000 back.
And he's talking to a bunch of college students who will probably not pay off their student loan debts until they're in their 40s at this rate. And he's like, well, the number one barrier to investment is obviously fear.
Fear, cowardice, and being a little bitch.
Fuck off.
Not having my cool ass bracelet.
But guess what, guys? I'm hooking you up with a bracelet. Go ahead, pick a word.
Look under your chairs.
Actually, man, if someone wants to buy me a Money Phoenix bracelet from this guy, I will wear it.
Come on, Patreon patrons.
Yeah, come on. My birthday's in July, Discord.
You should make that a tier on Patreon.
Oh, that'd be an awful... Oh, wait a minute. Okay. That's our next drive.
God damn it.
That's our next drive to get fucking iTunes reviews. Whoever has the funniest one, I'm going to send them a goddamn Money Phoenix bracelet. Okay, God. 13 letters. That fits. It's 14 characters. Money Phoenix. Done.
It sounds like a graphic you would share on Facebook and be like, if you share this 5 times, the Money Phoenix bless you.
Oh, yeah. The Money
and
Phoenix.
all the boomers, I'm like,
In 1 week, you will kiss your true love after a visit from the Money Phoenix. Share this on 15 videos and hit F6. So he continues here somehow. He's reporting a comment that he saw. He says, this guy just summarized everything in 10 minutes what I've spent 20 years learning the hard way. I was like, if you watch this, it is gaga doo-doo nonsense. Like,
this poor 30 years grinding away to learn something.
Yeah.
And he's like, wasted. Time wasted. He kicks over his manifesto. He's just, time wasted.
Yeah, I could have just listened to Pan sing CeeLo's Forget You, and this would have cured everything. My God. I could have sat on a woven rug with a gray-haired man from fucking Santa Rosa.
Lisa wouldn't have divorced me and taken the kids.
How old is this dude?
I think he's, let's see.
I guess nothing. I have no idea.
That's a good question. I don't know, but he worked at Facebook when they first opened in like the mid 2000s. So chances are he's probably a little older. He's probably in his mid 40s, I would say.
He could be a toddler, and that would still check out for me.
Oh yeah.
This dude is timeless. I know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I had many people tell me how much fun and enjoyable of an experience that was compared to the typical speech Like, it's fun and enjoyable in the way The Room is fun and enjoyable. We're like, this is a nightmare that I'm living right now. He says, I fucking hate this guy. I go from like loving him to hating him every sentence. We live in a heavy world and we all need to breathe, move, sing, and meditate. I've been giving corporate speeches for over a decade, and also I have interactivity as part of the experience. And it's like, the problem wasn't the singing. The problem was that you were on this stage at all trying to inspire people by singing Four Non-Blondes.
And then this little light of mine. The most
insane.
The most logical follow-up.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah. So let's wow them with something modern from 30 years ago. And then we'll bring in a good old civil rights anthem just to get everybody around and thinking about my ampersand bracelet that tells me not to be racist every morning. Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, shout out to Chris Pan for doing the worst commencement speech ever.
I think it would have been fine if he could take his shirt off. I think it's
would have tied it all together.
I hate to say it, I'd be putting him over. If he did that, I'd be like, actually, that's
Team
awesome.
Chris.
The rest of you is crazy, but that's hilarious. Because it's supposed to be the kids streaking, not the speaker. That's the joke, is you don't wear anything under the robes, and then you run across the stage and show your ass. Come on. Man.
Or you're just drunk.
Yeah,
Like
no.
I was in my commencement.
Who was your commencement?
Some random motherfucker. I'm so mad about it because the year before it was Patterson Hood.
Oh, at University of North Alabama?
University of North Alabama.
Fucking A.
That was awesome. I actually went to that. But for mine, for winter of 2011, it was some rando they pulled, and he would just do kind of like this. It's like, when I was on the set with Don Cheadle.
Wait, was it like a producer or something?
I guess. I've never heard of this motherfucker before. And every professor I talked to afterwards, like at after parties, they're like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck that was. That was the worst one I've ever seen.
Just
I've been
making
for
up
40
shit.
fucking years. Yeah.
Back when I was Iron Man, I was Iron Man with Don Cheadle. He was the war machine.
Last night when I was talking to Chris Pine.
Weirdest thing, I was in a convenience store with Don Cheadle and someone shot me in the head.
So I thought mine was pretty bad. This sounds a lot worse.
Yeah. Well, you also graduated at a weird time. This is prime time. Let's be real. May, this is when you're supposed to pull out Obama or an astronaut or some shit. Not this crazy guy that the president has fallen under his cult-like spell.
I can't remember who spoke at my graduation. I just remember they played that song from the Showman movie, The Biggest Showman.
Oh, The Greatest Show on Earth?
Yeah, The Greatest Showman.
The Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, with Hugh Jackman. And
What?
the one about how you can have like 1,000 dreams or something.
Well, that's that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Though. That's okay.
It was just very normal.
And then a shirtless magician threw doves at the crowd.
Yeah.
They
Who
were
turned into
all
money
dead.
phoenixes and rained dollar symbols down.
Is this a thing in Australia? Like when you graduate, do you?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I never graduated shit in my life.
Oh, okay, right on. I'm just wondering, like, do you got fucking Brian Johnson up there?
Really? Like, yeah, like if there was a famous alumnus from the school, they'd try and pull on him real hard, or a musician or something.
Okay, yeah.
But not really. It was less of a thing, yeah. America's like all about pageantry, and I guess like this is part of that as well.
Totally.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just trying to pull some sort of attention into the thing that they're doing at the.
I would like if for the Australia commencement they had an animal expert.
Oh,
They're like, look guys, it's a camel, or look guys, it's a bird. It's fucking crazy. Like that would be better than this.
Yeah, would. Oh man, I wish. Yeah.
All right, who wants to touch a
Go get a degree
rhinoceros?
so I can pat an emu. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I wanted to be one of the dudes from the Renaissance Festival who has like the big ass bird.
Oh,
Medieval garb.
got like the condor.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that'd be gnarly.
Got the hat with all the holes in it to get fucked by a falcon.
There we go. Yeah, have a falconry expert just summon birds.
Bird humping his head while he's talking.
Yeah. Look, guys, your first year of college is a lot like a barn owl. Look, he's big. He doesn't know what to do, but eventually he'll become an expert. Like, great horned owl.
I did see a bird show in Australia that had a fuckload of owls. It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love a bird show.
Hell yeah, dude.
No, now, like you're talking about, oh no, yeah, and then the tawny frogmouth owl ran out, and yeah, no, I remember.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and those, yeah.
It's
those,
funny. Your impressions of Australians are so dead on. You told a joke at the show that we did recently about Australians buying mixtapes.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I got home and told it to my partner, and she's like, "You still got that mixtape you picked up in Boston?" And I was like,
yeah. No, it's true. Yeah.
Never played it because I don't have a CD player, but I bought a mixtape.
Yeah, it's the Canadians and the Australians.
You got me.
They're the two nicest people in the Western world, and they can't say no to a fucking.
Can't. No.
Well, because it's funny, like when I have Europeans, especially, they'll be like, are they pickpockets? And I'm like, no, we're Americans. We're not that subtle.
Yeah.
We'll either
put a gun
scam
in your
you or put a gun in your face. Like that's our thing.
Blatant mugging.
Yeah. Plus, we all have giant hot dog fingers. No American can sneak into your fucking back pocket. Like that is some emaciated Slovakian shit, dude. That's not our thing.
Wake up in the morning and outside.
Take a deep breath, get real high, and I scream at the top of my lungs. All right, everybody, to the right. Hey, hey, hey. Left. Hey, hey, hey. A little bit. We got this. We got this. All right, now put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4.
I got one more story I want to share with y'all about another gentleman. This time, this is just fun. This is out of Enid, Oklahoma.
Oh, fun.
Some have called it the center of culture. So, at around 3:30 p.m. on February 12th, 2023, Kenneth Marks of Bison, Oklahoma, reported to the local sheriffs that an unknown person fired approximately 5 shots at his occupied home, damaging a window, a wall, and an oven, but missing the people inside. A bullet and 5 .40 caliber shell casings were recovered.
Shit.
So,
Be pissed about the oven.
yeah. So 2 days later, on February 14th, Marks' brother-in-law, 59-year-old Brian Lovell, an associate district judge in Garfield County, Oklahoma, reported that his .40 caliber Glock pistol had been stolen from his vehicle sometime between January 28th and February 11th, according to the sheriff's report.
Oh, you
Dun,
don't
dun.
say.
So this is totally unrelated. This has nothing to do with it. 6 months later, according to an affidavit, at 4 p.m. on September 11th, 2023, police officers in Austin, Texas were called by a witness just after they saw an older white man in a baseball cap firing approximately 5 shots from his Toyota Highlander while driving slowly down the street. The shots struck several parked vehicles. So we've got a guy just driving down the street in the middle,
Shoot, God.
Yeah.
the middle of the day in Austin. Just
It's also that's happening on September 11th.
yeah, that too. Yeah,
It's like never forget, bang, never forget, bang.
I'll give you guys something to never forget. You thought Charles Whitman was fucking wild. Look at me. About 90 minutes later, Austin police responded to a call about a crash less than 2 miles from the shooting scene, where a woman said a man in an SUV had deliberately collided into the rear of her vehicle, leading the two to get into an argument. The man then allegedly got back in his car and intentionally rammed the woman's car for a second time and attempted to push her into oncoming traffic.
Oh, God. So, wait, they didn't respond to the dude shooting the
No,
cars?
5 blocks away, there's cops being like, who shot all these cars?
these cars.
And then right down the street, this is going
we
on.
really can't give those people enough money, can we?
Yeah.
That driver, surprisingly, was Garfield County Associate District Judge Brian Lovell, shooting the gun that was supposedly stolen from him. Lovell later told officers that the woman had cut him off, and although he acknowledged that their vehicles had collided, he did not admit that the collisions were intentional, according to the document. Police told Lovell that he and his SUV matched the description of the earlier reports of the shooter. Lovell told police that while there were multiple guns in the vehicle,
Fuck.
he said he, quote, did not know why he would have shot his gun and could not recall any of the shooting incident. There's literally a smoking gun in the car, and the cops are just like, you sure this wasn't you? Sure this wasn't you? Is there anything you want to tell me? Sure this wasn't you? Lovell was arrested on a misdemeanor count of reckless driving, and currently now, after that got tossed up to a grand jury, now faces 8 felony counts of deadly conduct. Mm-hmm. Lovell was released on a $10,000 bond in order to undergo a mental health evaluation, and they put in the fun little detail of the earlier story where they're like, and they told him that he voluntarily was like, you know what, I'm not going to see any cases until this is cleared up. I was like,
Oh, good.
good.
The kindness.
It's good that you had to voluntarily do that.
Yeah.
Even though you're facing 8 felonies.
It just makes me feel so good to be part of American. Just be an American.
Did they check
Goddamn
this
it.
man for brainworms?
Oh, good question. In November, the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation linked shell casings found at the scene of the Austin shooting to the shell casings found in the Bison shooting. In a search warrant affidavit filed November 1st, OSBI Special Agent Kevin Woodard said the shell casings were a match.
And it sounds like the same box of ammunition was used too.
Yeah. Lovell was indicted last Friday for shooting up his brother-in-law's house while still awaiting trial in Texas. So, a judge, everyone. Road rage. Drive-by shooting. Judge.
Do you think he presided over one too many drive-by shooting cases and was like, shit, that sounds fun?
I want to try
That
it
sounds
myself.
so fun.
I like that the brother-in-law had no clue.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yeah. And then they just were like, oh, and by the way, like there was no way to connect those two things because the brother-in-law was just like, I don't know, man. Someone was shooting at my house. It's not, the judge that lights candles and pokes voodoo dolls of me in a fucking basement somewhere. Couldn't be that guy.
That guy's gun was stolen.
Yeah.
obviously.
Could never be him. We're the best of friends.
No, sir. I don't know anyone in my family who takes,
Umbrage and me
pounding
fucking
his sister
Yeah.
very personally. But then the part where he goes to another city to just drive
Yeah.
down the street slowly, just bang, bang, bang.
It's bizarre, man.
Yeah.
Why?
I
Why?
don't know.
I want to know I want to see the fucking case file. I want to see why he said he did this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and they haven't. That part hasn't gone to trial
He's
yet.
just said that he doesn't recall.
Yeah, it's just the affidavit at this
Don't
point.
remember.
He's like, well, I do have all these guns, and those, according to science, are my bullets, but I don't remember
My
shit.
fingerprints are on the casings and on the trigger, and if I was to judge of this case, I'd find myself guilty. So I don't know what to tell you.
Also,
My bad.
both of these are like the middle of the day too, so it's almost like just take me to jail. Like,
Yeah.
it's like he's asking for it.
I mean, like, I've been in some shitty fucking traffic jams and considered, being anywhere else, but I haven't tried to make myself go there. Like, that's...
Yeah. Well, well, that's the thing. It said he was just driving slowly down the street. I don't think there was anyone else
You
on
can
this street.
stop.
He's
Yeah,
just shooting.
you
at
can
parked
go
cars.
somewhere else, bud. Yeah.
There are a billion different shooting ranges between Oklahoma and Austin.
Has this guy
100%?
Has this guy tried singing or having good intentions? Maybe wearing a
Ayahuasca.
bracelet?
He
Yeah.
needs an ampersand. He needs an ampersand.
That's what he needs.
Look, just go swimming in doo-doo water and get yourself a brainworm.
Eat fuckloads of tuna.
Yeah, eat a lot of tuna. You'll get there. You'll have an alibi.
Do y'all think the oven still works?
That's what I want to know.
That's a good question.
Get
I
to
don't
the
know.
bottom of this.
If it went through a bunch of drywall, I imagine it's, maybe just you could.
It's probably just traumatized.
Yeah, it probably just fell
I
down
don't want to cook.
Yeah.
The warming pan just falls out of it just every once in a while.
Yeah, that's
Just 'cause.
yeah. You try to clean it and you turn it up to 500 degrees. And does anyone smell lead?
If I had a head, I'd put it in myself.
Don't worry, the lead's almost done. We'll all be feeling great.
Oh God, River. That's what the fuck. I mean, I know what the fuck for this country, but what the fuck?
Well, I've never been to Auburn, but I've been to Oklahoma. Well, they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember.
So we've got Nick Morganmore here,
Yes.
and I've done stand-up with you a handful of times. You've made reference to it in your material, but I got to know, how did you end up here from Australia?
Oh, yeah. So my horrible ex-wife brought me over here.
Okay.
And we met on a podcast, which is... yeah, I know. It's like when you asked me, I was like, fuck, okay, all right.
You and Rivers
guess
are
we've
gonna
been
get
divorced long
divorced.
enough. It's
Yeah,
time
yeah.
to get on another podcast. Well, I haven't been on a podcast in a few years because of the trauma.
Oh, God, okay,
But
well.
we got divorced and unsubscribed from each other's lives. And then I met my partner now, who...
Okay.
and she was in the midst of her divorce, and we clicked real good, and I stayed, and so I Alabama, I'm from country Queensland.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what part
Country
of Aussie you're from?
Queensland to country Alabama is like a lateral move at best.
Is that true?
So, yeah.
What's the big city in Queensland? Is that-
Brisbane.
Brisbane, that's right, yeah.
So I'd drive 3 hours to do a gig in Brisbane. From here, I've got to drive 2 hours to do a gig in Atlanta. So
Yeah, okay.
it's anywhere you live in the world is much of a muchness, really. So
Yeah.
So that's the short version of my long story.
Okay. What is the snack food scene in Australia? Like, what's the thing you miss? That
Specific.
You can't get?
I haven't had a Lamington in years.
What's that?
A Lamington is like a white sponge cake with a chocolate ganache around it, dipped in coconut.
Ooh.
And
Shit.
the cheapest. You could get like a cheap version of it from Woolworths, and like they're just like machine made.
Sure.
They're so good.
Yeah, even the little Debbie version, the little Sheila.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Tiny Sheila.
Yeah.
And so like those were the ones that I really do miss. And like if you go to a nice bakery, they'd have a Lamington that's like a cube cut in half with cream and jam inside.
Oh,
And
shit.
you're like, of course,
Yeah.
but like you don't need all of that if you're just going to eat them in your car before you go inside and hope that nobody realizes.
Oh, yes, you
that the
do.
reason you're covered in coconut is because you've got depression. But that's the primary. That and everybody here asked me about the meat pies. I did actually break down and make some meat pies. Oh, because one of my friends just kept asking me. I was like, all right, I'll make you one.
All right. I'm
So,
coming home for Christmas,
yeah.
Nick. I need to
Right?
eat some of the meat pies.
They're fruit mince pies. The Christmas pies are different. So the Brits still call their fruit mince pies
Mince.
meat pies.
Yeah. Oh,
because they use like beef fat in them. Like it's
Yeah.
Suet.
Yes, yeah, and it's chopped up fruit. The Australian ones we don't use the suet because we're not fucking monsters. They'll still make like a nice little tart with a chopped up fruit filling that's spiced and delicious. But the meat pies that we eat year round, they're like meat and gravy inside of pastry. The difference to the British ones are the Brits pack them with like raw meat and then bake them, and then like they're all soggy bottom because like the juices come out of the meat. Whereas the Australians, what we do is you stew up like a big pot of meat and you throw gravy mix in there, and it's like ground beef,
Yeah,
You
hell
could
yeah.
get a steak pie from a good bakery. Again, good bakery, get a steak pie. But they just slop this this gravy and ground meat inside and then bake it like that. And for alchemy reasons, it's crispy on the outside, wet and delicious on the inside.
Wow.
And if you scarf it down before you go inside, nobody knows those crumbs are on your shirt because you've got depression.
And what's the thing that when you contact people back home, you're like, when you come to America, you got to try this shit.
So my mum came and visited recently, and it was lovely. It was real good. And like the thing that I think the best meal that we ate real good while she was here, but the best meal that we took her out to was to a Cajun place.
Oh, yeah. there we go.
Yeah. I love Creole. I visited New Orleans, beautiful city, great scene,
Yes.
And so when my mum was here, I was like, we're not driving all the way to New Orleans, but there's a nice place in Birmingham. So we
There we go.
were up in Birmingham at the Botanical Gardens, and we shot over to Rougarou, and it was just
Oh, yeah.
just peak. So
Nice.
yeah, like there are like regions I hate American, like the South's barbecue.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah.
I don't
Not a
rate
Hickory
it.
fan?
No. Every time I've had it from here, and like maybe it's just the restaurants are in Montgomery. I know that one of them is owned by a state lawmaker. They just give you dry, cold meat.
And he shoots at you whenever
right.
shoots at your parked car.
So they give you like dry meat that's cold, and they give you like a coleslaw with like a bad, vinegar base on it, and they give you a piece of bread with it. And they're like, "Don't you just?" And I'm like, "No, I don't like anything about this experience."
Oh, well, you just had some fucked up barbecue.
I had one person smoke some meat and give me some slabs of smoked meat that I was like, this is what people I'm sure are going for. But yeah, no, you can't consistently find that. And in my opinion, I much prefer like Hawaiian barbecue. There's a Hawaiian barbecue place open nearby. That's the one that hits me with like the nostalgic feels, because you'd always get like a pasta salad from Woolworths, and like, maybe a rotisserie chicken or, whatever, you can get a teriyaki glaze on that. Then you eat it in your car before you go inside. People don't realize that you got grease stains on your shirt because you got depression.
So that's not a tie-dye shirt you're wearing right now. That's just
Depression.
that's just trail of sadness painted on a shirt. Man, hell yeah. Where were you born, Nico? I actually don't know this either.
I was born in Lynette, Alabama.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I was born in the woods, basically.
Oh, they got a little tiny town with a fountain there.
Church owned by a bunch of rich people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Abandoned downtown.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
that was because of the rich people. Yeah.
Used to be a textile
Used to
town
be
down
jobs. Used to be jobs.
Oh yeah, it used to be a big job town. Not anymore.
there. Yeah.
No big job now.
Shit.
Bucket factory. I thought I'd just grow up to be a bucket factory worker. I was like,
Wait, they had
"That's
a
my
bucket
option."
factory?
Yeah, they put like the handles on buckets.
Oh no! So a robot took those jobs in like the 80s, right? Like, that's not a. Oh my god!
2010s.
2010s. It took that long to figure out how to put. Oh man.
It's that.
Okay. Yeah.
I worked in a factory as a child. I was child labor.
What?
at Australia.
Yeah, you
Well, my
did tell me
parents
that.
owned a screen printing factory. And
Oh,
so
okay.
From when I was tall enough for a hot T-shirt to fall off of a conveyor belt, that's when I worked. To catch it and be able to put it in a stack.
Yeah.
That's when I was working it. So from like the age of
the T-shirt
7,
falls on you, and they're just like,
Yeah.
"Quit getting grease on it."
That's it. Yeah. It's like, what is wrong with this kid? He's
Why?
always sitting in the car and comes in stinking of.
Why are all these shirts dusted with coconut?
But yeah, no, that probably was what kicked off the depression. Honestly, it was being child
Probably
labor.
a few.
yeah.
Made me a lifelong communist and kicked off my depression.
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit. So did they just keep blowing up the machines that were coming to take the jobs on the way to Lynette? Like, how
They
did that
keep
last?
shooting them.
Carpet baggers, it's bucket handlers.
They're just stopping robots, essentially. Yeah, it's like Terminator 2, but it's the jobs are coming
It's
to be
just
replaced.
anytime they saw any technology for years, they're just, "Bah, bah."
Yeah.
Get out of here, desktop computer. No.
Your damn dirty robot hands off our
That
buckets.
flip phone.
Good old Lynette Luddites.
Oh my god! I
We
didn't.
are
I
called
thought it.
Good one.
I didn't. I thought it was. I know they had they had a textile there at some
Yeah,
point.
that's,
I
that's
didn't know
where
they were
the,
still
the
making
big
buckets.
air
That
open
rules.
spaces used to be textile.
But that's
Yeah.
honestly, that's just a dodge, right? So like the buckets were probably made elsewhere, and then they just slapped the handles on so they could say "Made in the USA."
I
The
think
church is
so.
That's how we did our T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
We put fucking illegal labels in all those bitches.
Right. Yeah, it's made in the USA. Where's the shirt made? Shut up. Yeah. Holy shit. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Shout out to Brisbane. Shout out to Lynette. Going around the world with this motherfucker.
Straight up, dude.
Round and round, up and down, through the streets of your town. Every day I make my way through the streets of your town. Round and round, up and down, through the streets of your town. Every day I make my way through the streets of your town.
Yo, we have time for just one more segment, and of course, this is our jam of the week. Oh, and you can hear it now ringing out over the loveliest village on the plains. This is, of course, Jake Owen with one of the biggest country songs of 2011. This is Barefoot Blue Jean Night. I literally just Googled biggest country songs of the 2010s because they're always a gold mine for this segment. And I was like, what is Barefoot Blue Jean Night? Sounds like...
This is what we played after a long day of shooting the robots off.
This song, honestly, if anyone is familiar with the Bo Burnham parody of country music, it is this song. Like, you know, this song is like if, you know, someone who writes country music got as drunk as possible and they're like, now write one of these, and it's just barefoot blue jeans, pick up,
Down to the lake.
go to the river and a dirt road. Like, it is just fucking cliche after cliche. But nonetheless, it comes off of his 2011 record, Barefoot Blue Jean Night. That's right. This is the title track, everybody. This has 38 million views, 5,110 comments, and y'all, this motherfucker looks like a combination of Justin Trudeau, Owen Wilson, and Matthew McConaughey all smashed together, and I read every goddamn last comment. So now let us dive down into the country fried comments for Jake Owen's Barefoot Blue Jean Night. First up, God Baby from 12 years ago. I stopped my porn for this? Shout out God Baby. That's
The outrage really comes from.
Someone who can't multitask.
Yeah, come on, man.
Who asked him to do that?
How many years ago with this?
That was 12 years ago. It was, you know,
Was this before tab browsing?
yeah, I think tabs
man.
were around.
Yeah, we had tabs way back
Yeah,
then.
I feel like Mozilla had that on lock in like 05.
I think it's more of an attention thing.
Yeah.
It's like, quit cranking it, listen to this. Nah, not worth it.
I just need to imagine the star stops in the middle of it and then looks at the camera and is like, now, listen to this song.
Yeah.
He just listened to this song, but he clicked 30 seconds in and then 30 seconds more and then 30 seconds more to see if it got to a good bit.
And then like 5 minutes more.
And then right to the very end. And then looped right on the very end for a minute.
Yeah.
Look, I don't claim to know Cod Baby's gender, but if we're assuming this is a man, and myself being one, I just would like to meet the man who can stop self-gratification in order to play a song called Barefoot Blue Jean Night. Like, you know, this is one of the greatest sensations of all time, but what is this about?
Maybe I'll try this euphoria people been talking about and listen to music.
Well, now that I would, that's tea. That's something different. Okay,
I'm getting tired of all these naked ladies.
Yeah. I would
Maybe
stop.
I just want one wearing blue jeans but with no shoes on under a nice brightly lit night.
It's funny you mentioned euphoria, because now that I'm thinking about it, the only 3 words that could make me stop would be Kendrick dropped again. If that happened, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. It's over. What is Kendrick giving me right now? Pepe Jean from 8 years ago. He got a smug mug. Smug ugly. Mugly. Smug mug. Smugly ugly mug.
This is like a Pokemon got
I saw
broken.
a little bit of this film clip. Loath as I am to defend this man who made a travesty of music, but he looks all right.
Looking dude. Yeah.
He's got a smuggly mug.
Smug mug.
I think this guy is
Man, like, did you look in the mirror before you commented on someone else's appearance?
No, that's what it is. This guy is looking at that hair, because there's a couple of references to his hair that I'll get to in a minute. But I think he was just like, that smug son of a bitch. with all that hair.
Yeah, this guy with thinning on top
Straight
is
up.
like looking at this smug son of a
Straight up. Look at
flaunting
it.
his long locks
Go take
with
my
in
job.
front of his beautiful girlfriend there in the video with him, who's going to be with him forever.
You know, sometimes in these comments, people advertise their various YouTube channels, websites, and I did go to this website, and it's no longer active, but nonetheless, I'm going to promote it. Upguard Loki from 10 years ago.
Ooh, I can only imagine.
And it just says, Facebook.com/pages/bitchmania uncensored.
Hell yeah, Loki.
I was like, yeah, this is 10 years ago. We didn't have the word Karen. That's got to be what that is.
We got to kind of a shorthand for bitch mania.
Karen is the PC version of Bitch Mania Uncensored. It's just a bunch of women just being like, fucking,
I want to speak to the manager.
this motherfucker got in line in front of me. I want to talk to the manager. Brian Blythe from 4 weeks ago. Pretty hot off the presses. 4 songs down on this playlist. Cop's gonna catch me again? I think not. Better not. I'll let you know. Roll Tide, roll.
There it is.
This is actually
Roll
that
Tide.
judge in Texas.
They'll never get me. Pop. Look at all that hair. Pop.
I love that we got one with a Roll Tide. That makes me feel real
Well-
special in my heart.
Well, no, it was a Roll Tide Rollio. There was a Rollio at the end.
That's how you know they don't watch football.
or they're just very on meth. Rollio. That's a funny word. Rollio. Yeah. Les Thacker from 1 month ago. People hide around me. They're talking at me nonstop, and I got a felony because of it. I am going to prison.
This is the judge after he got arrested.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
I like that. He's going to prison because people are talking to him, not the other way around. Or he's following the Goodfellas rules, and he's not ratting on his friends.
No Snitching Podcast.
Nope, no snitching podcast. JC1, aka One Jesus, from 11 years ago.
What?
I was listening to this song going to the store because I needed a Pepsi, and then this bitch was all like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" So I turned the song up and just ignored her.
Yeah, Mom. This is my song.
Straight up.
This is my song, Mom. This is my generation.
Back road, dirty beer. What?
I just started making river noises with my mouth real hard.
You hear the frogs, Mama? I don't hear your dumb ass. I just hear. Jim Stone from 3 years ago, giving a wife away. Anybody want her?
There it is.
She got bitch mania.
I thought I could change her, but I can't. She is a bitch mania uncensored girl to her core.
Imagine just being this country artist. You're like, damn it, my whole fan base hates women. How am I going to meet bitches if they don't hate women?
Kyle Dalen 1 year ago. So, look, Selena Gomez, semi-retirement won't be that bad. When I get my dock in my river, boy, we could boat, we could tan for most of the year until the hashtag world needs us. In case Selena Gomez needs a guy with a dock.
Yeah, a pontoon boat. Yeah.
Also,
The world needs you, guys.
yeah,
Get off that dock. We need you.
I love that it's the hashtag world needs us. It's like, I don't think anyone needs
We're
you.
calling you back from the dock, friend.
Right.
Israel and Palestine are exploding.
Yeah.
And Chris Pan is not solving it.
Yeah. Hey, Selena, Jim Jarmusch is on the phone. He wants to do another weird movie that kind of sucks.
It's just a bat signal shaped like a pair of blue jeans.
The Mook, 86 from 11 years ago. I just farted. Actually, not. But I know I'm the one who could kick your ass. And I'm like,
I love this man's energy.
I just want to see the WWE promo of someone who's like, instead of just going directly to, I'm going to kick your ass, just, by the way, I farted. Who farted? It was me. Never mind. Sunday, I'm coming for your ass.
Sunday.
Yeah. Mr. Roasted Snow from 1 month ago. This was my homeless song. I'm not anymore, but Jake Owen was the daddy for the month I was. Down by a river, moonlight, bonfire, like all this is hobo stuff too.
Yeah.
It is like rich frat guy stuff. It's also hobo stuff.
I mean, when I heard
Both of them will steal a pie off your windowsill.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
steal some clothes off the line.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
as you do.
Yep.
I mean, when I heard the roasted snow, I immediately thought of crack cocaine.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they were implying. But, I don't know why Jake Owen was the daddy for this. There's so many better crack songs than,
What year was this again?
2000. Well, that comment was from a month ago.
Okay.
This song is from 2011. The Unwanted World. Oh, this goes to a point I was saying a minute ago from 2 years ago. Man, you know how easy it would be to pull girls if I had his hair? I have the same shaped head, and I used to have the same length of hair also. Say, buddy, don't do this to yourself.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing stopping you from pulling all the girls.
The march of time is bullshit.
Flaunted that long hair. They'd show me attention. I'd say no because I was playing hard to get.
If it wasn't for
I am hard
entropy,
to
I'd be
get.
so knee deep in pussy right now.
All these bitches got bitch mania.
Nico, you mentioned that a lot of these comments are, people who are maybe misogynist, perhaps. Well, a lot of them are bots, and this is Donna Sutton from 2 years ago responding to just such a bot. Like, it's one of those things, like, you post any comment, and they're like, thank you for loving and supporting my music. I love, and my fans, I love. You're like, what? So this person responded to one of those. Donna Sutton from 2 years ago. Jake, I joined your Google Hangout just like you told me. And supposedly I'm talking to you, but I don't believe it is you. The way this person speaks in his text is weird. Be careful out there, y'all.
Donna, watch it out.
Donna.
I gave him my bank details, and I'm still waiting to hear back.
The bank is repossessing my house because of Jake Owen and his lies. Also, I thought you were from Winter Haven, Florida. Why do you have a Mumbai accent? This person is real in their feelings here. Senorita Pakistan from 12 years ago.
Wow. That is one hell of a fucking name.
I think I'm in love with you, Jake Owen. Sexy, sexy, sexy Jake Owen. I hope he gets more airplay here in Asia soon. This song makes me smile. I wish I was there with him in this video instead of that girl at 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Oh, I go straight into Jake's arms. I'd get so close that I could kiss him. I got a fever, and it's called Jakeation. I love you so damn much, Jake. Keep on rocking. Keep on singing. Love you. Love you. I'm not American, but yes, I love this song. I love Jake. I think there is no girl on this surface of Earth whom ain't gonna love Jake. He's so damn hot. Hottie hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot. Just so hot. Love Jake. Just love him. Okay, senorita. Take it down a notch.
Man, you've got to have some sort of dedication to learn the horseshit that is the English language for this man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love the idea. There's some lady in Karachi who can just speak in English through this. Or,
Yes.
Right, she just nodded along until that English second language course kicked in.
Right, yeah. She's real good at, rowboat, frog beer, dark eyes, moonlight, bikini, blue jeans. Corey Stanley from 9 years ago. Hey, it's the Sea Dog here.
Yeah.
I'm saying this song is all about the summer, and this song is good in the summer, and this song is one of my favorite. I'm ready for the summer. The summer is coming. The summer of 2015 is going to be cool.
Oh no!
When this song comes on the radio, and my friends and I are going to party all night. Yeah! Sea Dog out. P.S. See you all in summer of 2015. Peace. And I'm like, Sea Dog drowned and was brought back to life, and this is what we're left with.
Yeah.
It's just being like,
Summer, woo!
summer.
All of his rowdy friends are coming up.
Oh, hell
Summer,
yeah.
I'm gonna post YouTube comments.
Sea Dog.
This just sounds crazy. Zero's Night from 12 years ago. This song sounds like my boyfriend and his bros playing on the beach. And then me and my girlfriends just sit and watch them. And then they come and they pick all the girls up and they throw them.
Hell it.
I hope it's in the water at least.
But I was playing in my head the scene from Barbie, and I'm like, what's it? I wanna toss you around.
Right, yeah. Oh, God. I was all I can hope is that it's into the water at least. Not
just affectionately throwing ladies. Don't you love it when your man just picks you up and yeets you, Nico?
So great.
Someone film this and put it on Bitch Radio Uncensored. Look how far I'm through her. Oh, she went in the sand. We call that a sand trap. Oh yeah, this is the blue jeans section. So the Victor from 4 years ago. I don't get it. The only person in this video who's in blue jeans is Jake. I was hoping to see some hotties in tight blue jeans. Lord knows I love it when a country girl wears her hot, tight blue jeans. Country girls dress the best, in my opinion. I love how they put the ensembles together and they hook it up with those boots. Very hot.
You can tell this man is not from the South. We don't say ensemble.
Oh, yeah.
Such a sexy ensemble.
Yeah. Yes, the ensemble.
It's the Victor. An alpha like me doesn't like a man singing about his jeans.
Yeah.
Unless he sells me crypto first.
Yes, the ensemble of the redneck is très magnifique.
Just some dude in Provence who really loves country music.
Lee Shive from 2 years ago. Tammy Marie. Damn, girl. I miss them days and them nights with your beautiful, sexy black hair and beautiful blue eyes. And those jeans. This is all the same guy. And he's outside the window right now. You got to shut those blinds.
Y'all talking about that bitch woman in them jeans?
He loves the blue eyes and those jeans, especially them black jeans. Wow, fam. Damn. I love them black jeans and the blue ones and everything you had on, Tammy Marie. It's like, Lee, don't do this to yourself, man. Just move on.
The long cool woman in some blue jeans. Shit.
This is me telling my boyfriend what to say to me.
Damn, I love them.
Damn. Wrap me in a denim suit.
I'm them blue jeans.
Compliment my pants.
Yeah. Get me a blue denim suit. I want to look like I just got off my shift at the bucket factory.
I want to hatch from a denim egg like Windows 95 man on Eurovision.
Along similar lines, Dale Kruger from 9 years ago. I have this song as my ringtone. I remember one year at the post-rock festival. Like post-rock, like Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum and Godspeed You Black Emperor and shit. I remember one year at the post-rock festival, Amber C was trying to grab my belt buckle. She'd just turned 21. I was 30. She was just a little drunk and frisky. There's nothing sexier than girls in Wrangler jeans and cowboy boots. And then this is all caps. Wranglers and Justin Boots for life. The whole damn world needs to get caught up in a barefoot blue jean night. I'm sick and tired of all the violence and haterade.
There's nothing sexier than the girl who's 10 years younger than me just grabbing onto me when she's
Oh, this might even be a new section because it's blue jeans, but it's also barefoot. Skull Crusher from 5 years ago.
Skull Crusher.
Why are almost all country songs about feet or something?
Because they're secretly funded by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I think it's just this one and these boots were made for walking, right? And finally, Haley RKB from 12 years ago. I got to touch Luke Owen's feet last night. I was front row at the Flowwood Festival. This is in all caps. Oh my God, as soon as I grabbed him, he immediately grabbed and squeezed both of my hands. I'm like, yeah, I bet. I fucking bet he did. if he's on stage barefoot and some crazy woman grabbed my feet, I would also make for the hands. And then she just says, I was hyperventilating, and that show was free. LOL, but I don't care.
Did you break in and then grab somebody's toes?
I just like that she did that, and then she was like, now I'm going to watch this video a bunch to remember the good old days. And by that, I mean yesterday.
This little pinky?
Oh, my God. And that is Jake Owen with his song from 2011, Barefoot Blue Jean Night.
Barefoot Blue Jean Jamboree.
Or is it Blue
Nights?
Jean Barefoot Night?
It was
Lake
Shanghai Nights, and then it was Shanghai Day. Now it's Barefoot Blue Jean Nights, and it's going to be Quentin. It's going to be Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson, and who are we choosing? This guy.
Yeah, it is Barefoot Blue Jean Night, confirmed. That is our jam of the week. Nick,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me on social media by searching my name. My name is Nick Morgan Moore. Morgan Moore is hyphenated. I'm on the TikToks, I'm on the Instagrams, and I'm on the Facebooks. Find me and talk to me about stuff. Hey.
And if you want to see a fresh piece of Nick's art, check out my Instagram. Nick did me one of their legendary portraits at Bites and Brews over in
I call them
Columbus.
commensurate portraits is the series of videos that I've been doing. I'll keep them going.
Hell yeah, dude.
if you want one. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. So hit up Nick. Nico, where can people find you online?
It'll be Jokes by Nico for TikTok and Instagram, then Nico Brooke on Facebook.
And if people are
Got a show.
local-ish, this
Alabama
is coming out in
folks.
time. We've got a show this coming Monday, the
At Rock and
the
Roll
20th at
20th?
Rock and Roll Pinball here in
such a cool place.
Opelika.
Shout out to James.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Legend.
Shout out to Ernie. Fucking love that place. Miles, you got anything to tell the people on the way out the door?
Quit fucking ordering Amazon.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right.
Make my life a living hell.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And the best way to support our show, head to patreon.com/thegoodspod, where next week you can watch the show and not just listen to it. We'll be back at Disgraceland where I've got my videos set up. But until then, head over to patreon.com. I think John Ungaro and I are going to, like Alex in Clockwork Orange, going to be strapped to a chair and watch the Jerry Seinfeld unfrosted movie. It's supposed to be awful, so I'm like, I gotta see it. Strap me to the mast. So we're going to be doing that hopefully by the end of the week. And of course, so patreon.com/thegoodspod, the best way to support our show. Second best way to support our show, head to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, Chris Pan is going to make you sing Four Non-Blondes. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.